From the NMSU Department of Journalism and Media Studies in collaboration with KRWG, this is the student-produced News22, where news matters.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Tristan Tamez.
And I'm Alejandro Sanchez. Nearly 3 months have passed since officials approved a $165 billion data center called Project Jupiter to be built in Santa Teresa, but critics continue to protest.
Now, they say it will harm the region's air quality. Plans for Project Jupiter call for constructing natural gas generating stations for its microgrid. The notices also said the gas plants will emit more than 14 million tons of greenhouse gases per year. Owners of the project did not respond to how much the plants will emit.
You know, Tristan, it's been pretty cold lately.
It has been. Now, I don't know how much that is going to change because we are in December, but let's take a waltz over to the weather spot and take a look at our live look. Now, as you can see outside, it is a crisp and cold night. If you're out there, wear a jacket, stay warm. Now, let's take a look at our current conditions. Now, today the skies were partly cloudy. Currently, it's about 55 degrees. We had some westward winds of 10 miles an hour. Humidity is 36%, dew point 35, and the barometer reads 29.75. Now, our highs today was 64. Low 38 with an average of about 59, cool and crisp. The record high was a balmy 72 degrees in 2017 and the low was 21 degrees in 2020. Good thing we were all stuck inside and warm. Now, precipitation today was 0 and for the year 9.56 in rain. Now back to the desk.
The Las Cruces City Council says the West Picacho and Motel Boulevard redevelopment project should be bigger. They voted to move the boundary all the way to the Rio Grande to include more rundown and abandoned motels. Because of the drought, the council is restricting the use of fireworks from December 7th for 30 days. It means no missile-type rockets, helicopters, aerial spinners, and stick-type rockets, as well as chasers and firecrackers. They also approved affordable housing and parks as top priorities for the next legislative session. As the COVID years slip farther into the past, it appears students are doing better in school.
Yeah, a news release from Las Cruces Public Schools says students improved in literacy and made steady progress in math and science across nearly every school in the district. Las Cruces students also contributed to the statewide rise in early literacy, where proficiency amongst kindergartners increased by 13 percentage points in 1 year.
And then winter is perfect for filming in Las Cruces as 2 productions made the city their playground. The first film is called The Night Driver. It's about a salesman who's on a trip back home to his family who survived a psychotic killer, but he's being followed back home. Josh Lucas, Alyssa Milano, and David Arquette starred in the production. The second film, called The Shepherd, has yet to be filmed. It's about a pregnant mother escaping an abusive relationship. Georgina Campbell and David Pasmalkian will star in the film.
Now, at least once a month in Las Cruces, a special group of police officers will attend a funeral for a former or active duty police officer.
And that special group is the Honor Guard, and Austin Jaramillo is here to show us what they do.
Yeah, guys, they're there to make sure deceased officers get the respect they deserve. And as I found out, they work hard to make sure they provide a dignified and respectful burial. Nathan Dorado volunteered to be with the Honor Guard 3 years ago.
One, I like the giving honors to the officer one last time. It makes me feel like I can be part of it and help them out and make sure that that person gets the respect that they earned as a police officer.
Last year, he took part in a funeral that was more heartfelt than most. He helped bury a former classmate who was the first Las Cruces officer in the police department's 96-year history to be killed in the line of duty.
Officer Jonah Hernandez, who was killed on February 11th, 2024. I helped start his funeral, and then I also assisted with carrying his casket and folding his flag.
All right, stand by. Attention.
Carrying the casket is part of this training. They also practice placing the flag on the casket, then folding the flag to give to the officer's family. And depending on the funeral and who's available, there are additional parts of the ceremony.
We did everything from the presentation of colors to a casket carry to the Tour 1 volleys, which is the Tour 1 gun salute. They play taps. We try to, like I said, whenever someone does pass away in the line of duty, we try to do all of that.
The funding for the Honor Guard goes towards their trainings, equipment, and their uniforms. All the members of the Honor Guard are volunteer police officers.
Forward, march. 1, 2.
Las Cruces police joined the state police for their quarterly Honor Guard training, where officers switched off going through the motions.
Step, step, step.
We have members on the team from Farmington. We have from Santa Fe. We have from Albuquerque. We have from Las Cruces, Alamogordo, and we have a couple of us in Hobbs.
Officer Verdugo says the plan is for the state police to visit police departments throughout the state, so every officer who passes away will have the honor of the Honor Guard.
15.
The Las Cruces City Council recently approved $9,500 for the Honor Guard's training. Now back to the desk.
Thanks, Austin. Now stay tuned. I will be back with your national weather forecast.
But this class is bringing big smiles and a little aloha to the border. More on that when News 22 continues.
Fresh, traditional, original, the finest quality, and always tasty. Products that define a culinary culture and one of the greatest food capitals of the world. Follow the trails to Oishi, Tokyo on NHK World Japan.
Thursday at 2 p.m. on KRWG-Public Media.
Thousands of people have come here to the Center of Seoul this evening. They have come to celebrate the newly elected president, Lee Jae-myung.
He's been firing rubber bullets at the direction of the crowd, and it shows you just how volatile the situation is.
We're seeing scenes of destruction like this one across Mandalay, and the reality on the ground is there just aren't enough pairs of hands.
Given the scale of the attacks we've seen over the past 48 hours, it doesn't feel like we're in ceasefire territory.
Welcome back. You're watching News 22 Wednesday,
where news matters. Aloha, that's the greeting in Hawaiian language, and we can't forget about the hula dance. It's all part of a cultural tradition.
Well, a dance instructor in Juarez, Chihuahua, just 45 miles from here, has been teaching hula for many years and is trying to bring the flavors of the islands to the border. News 22 Zaira Sanchez has more.
It's a busy neighborhood tucked away in far East Juarez. Yes, this is Mexico, where you hear mariachi, cumbia, hip-hop, and more. And in this little studio, the music of the islands transformed the neighborhood. Yolanda Rivera Enriquez loves dancing and music. Her first hula class was 21 years ago. Her hula dancing academy is a rare find on the U.S.-Mexico border.
En el inicio empecé porque esa es una danza que a mí me apasionó.
Yolanda says this type of dance made her very passionate about this culture and wanted to share this with others. It's a dance that helps you express yourself. The academy continues to grow with people from all walks of life, learning this dance and its history, sharing specific tradition along with the steps, music, and cajolos. These natural leaves that dancers are using are part of a cultural tradition in hula dancing. The leaves are symbolic of the environment and involve loving nature. The flowers signify grace and beauty, and the ipu instrument is a large drum unique to Hawaii. Jimena says she followed in her mother's footsteps, who also used to dance. 12-year-old Karen says that her soul opens up when she dances, and she distresses while doing hula. Continuing the cultural traditions from the Hawaiian culture, the future of this dance academy sounds promising. Zaira Sanchez, News 22.
It's been pretty cold, but is it going to be cold everywhere?
You know what? Spoiler alert, It is. Let's take a look at that. Now for national weather, over in San Francisco, 62. Over in Phoenix, 66. That's a rarity. In El Paso, 68. OKC, 50. Chicago is a freezing 32. And over to my shipmates in Norfolk, it is an unlucky 44 degrees. On to my next map. And for my next map, we're going to be talking about wind chill. Now, what is wind chill? Wind chill is when the wind gets you and whatever the temperature is, it feels a lot colder. Now, we're seeing wind chill of 39 in Albuquerque, 25 in Farmington, and a big chunk of it across the Rockies, the Midwest, and below zero in some other parts. Now, onto my next map. We're going to talk about snow cover. Now, as we can see over here, Colorado's winter wonderland. Now, that is all we have for national weather, and we'll be back for your local weather forecast.
The 4600 series of Love of Quilting is bursting with quilting techniques and patchwork projects.
In addition to creating memorable quilt blocks, we'll learn to make a simple quilted vest, a table runner made of men's ties, and a bag designed to carry your cutting mats.
You'll also master free motion and walking foot quilting, quilting in the hoop, serger techniques for quilters, and even quilt as you go.
We're excited to have you join us in the studio for this season of Love of Quilting.
Tuesday at 2:30 on KRWG Public Media.
Hi, I'm Nicholas Hankins. To celebrate 40-plus years of Bob Ross on television, we're doing something special. In the Best of the Joy of Painting series, I'm presenting Bob's final unseen masterpieces exclusively to public television. These are paintings he created in preparation for episodes he didn't get to record, and I'm pleased to be able to share them with you. Please tune in as the joy continues.
Saturday morning at 8 on KRWG Public Media.
Now let's take a quick look at our local weather. Now today in Farmington, 33, and it snowed. Albuquerque saw some rain, 40 degrees, and Santa Fe also saw some snow at 32 degrees. Now let's talk about tomorrow. Tomorrow's also going to be pretty chilly for everybody else. Roswell 46, Clovis 43, Ruidoso 42, and of course Deming 57. Now tonight in Alamogordo, it's going to be 36 and cloudy. Tomorrow is going to be 52 and partly cloudy. TRC tonight is going to be 34 and rainy. Get a jacket on. Tomorrow, 54 and clear. My favorite city of Silver City, y'all got snow tonight, and it's a low 26. Stay inside, please. Stay warm. And, of course, tomorrow is partly cloudy at 50 degrees. And here at home, 38 degrees tonight, partly cloudy. Tomorrow is also going to be partly cloudy at about 55, and that's all for your local weather.
Thanks, Tristan. Latin American communities celebrate the first 2 days of November for Dia de los Muertos, a day to celebrate the lives of those who have passed. One local theater group is celebrating while remembering their cultural roots. Jade Mata Ornelas has the story.
Flowers, pictures, and colorful altars. Families and communities making offerings for their loved ones.
Just a touching experience, I think, because there's something intimate about putting it all together and there with like your photos of like your relatives and loved ones.
For many, it's a moment to come together and share stories and memories. The gathering on the NMSU campus had coloring sheets and a chance to take a Polaroid of a loved one for the altar.
You don't even have to be part of the Latin American culture to experience or to educate yourself or to ask questions. So that's why we like to host such events such as this, that, hey, it's teaching each other what we came from and our traditions.
For many Latin Americans and especially Hispanic individuals, Dia de los Muertos is a time to reminisce and celebrate those who have passed on. But for this theater group, it's also reminding people of the holiday's indigenous roots.
Teatro Sin Fronteras from El Paso raises awareness about Aztec tradition while reading from a book they wrote and published.
The whole book's written in English and Spanish. There's 2 poems in Nahuatl, and there's Nahuatl on every single page. But we don't have the full text in Nahuatl. It's not. It's a tool. It's a resource for bringing indigenous languages into the classroom. So we're really excited about.
Nahuatl was a language used by the Aztecs and Toltec culture in Mexico. The book tells the story of a poet traveling to Mictlan, the Aztec underworld, looking for a young warrior.
This book's all about that. The very last page of the book is a very direct contrast between Tenochtitlan, the center of the Aztec capital, and El Zócalo, the center of the Mexican capital, built on the ruins of that city. You know, and you see the little people doing the ofrendas, the altares, just like you do today. So it's very important for us that we can draw that straight line from the past to the present so people see how that's still alive.
A connection made through time.
People in this continent have honored the dead for the last 500 years.
This is the teatro's passion.
But it's a labor of love.
A love letter to loved ones and to tradition. Cademata Ornelas, News 22.
Now, Austin, I heard that our boys on the basketball team had a little trouble.
They very much did. The Aggies fell a little short last night, but the bench did put up 49 points. So, more on that when News 22 Sports is next.
Have you ever tasted something that transported you to another world?
Dude, that's so legit.
I'm Chef Yavang. That's what I aim to do every time I cook.
This looks amazing.
As a Hmong refugee from Southeast Asia, I use food as a way to share my culture, my family, and our history. Join me as we step into the kitchen with local chefs to relish the cuisines and culture of our neighbors.
Wednesday at 2 p.m. on KRWG-Public.
Have you always wanted to try yoga? Here's your chance to lengthen, strengthen, and tone your body with Happy Yoga with Sarah Starr. In each episode, Sarah guides you through a modified yoga practice using a chair for support, providing you with an easy entrance into a gentle yoga practice, all while featuring the beauty of Mother Nature. Enjoy a yoga practice that is invigorating, fun, and accessible, but most of all, effective.
This is KRWG-TV News 22 Sports.
For the win! Welcome back. I'm Austin Jaramillo, and let's talk sports. New Mexico State men's basketball suffered their first loss yesterday to South Alabama. After their 6-game winning streak, they have now fallen to 6-1, and South Alabama is now 8-1. They won 77-75. Jalen Randall led the Aggies with 21 points and played a total of 27 minutes. Following him up was Elijah Elliott, who scored 18 points, and they all came from the three-point line. The Aggies bench scored a season-high 49 points, but it wasn't enough to stop South Alabama's 39 free-throw attempts. The Aggies only shot 13 of them. The Aggies will take on Abilene Christian next in Abilene, Texas on Tuesday, December 2nd, and you can catch them on ESPN+. And that's all for sports tonight. Join us for more sports action tomorrow. But still ahead on News 22, Tristan will be back to take a look at your 5-day weather forecast.
Why do we travel? Good point. It's not just to find recipes, it's to learn something new about how to cook and how to think about cooking.
You go all over Italy looking for this mythical dish.
But it's all the unexpected things that make the trip worth the journey.
In the next few minutes, it may be the end of my culinary career, or it'll be some culinary sleight of hand. Ta-da!
This is why you travel, people.
Saturday at 4:30 p.m. on KRWG Public.
Having aired in the U.S. and internationally for over 3 decades, Wailana Yoga helped pioneer the modern-day yoga movement. With her clear and authentic instruction set against spectacular scenic backdrops and uplifting music, Wailana makes yoga easily accessible and enjoyable for people of all backgrounds and experience levels.
Sunday morning at 6:30 on KRWG Public Media.
Welcome back. Let's take a gander at our top stories.
The Las Cruces Police Honor Guard is working to ensure every fallen officer receives a dignified farewell. A dance instructor in Juarez has been teaching hula for many years and is trying to bring the flavors of the islands to the border. And one local theater group is celebrating Dia de los Muertos, all while remembering their cultural roots.
Now let's take a quick look at our 5-day. Now tomorrow is going to be mostly sunny, 56 to 32, and the rest of the week is going to be about 60s and 30s and sunny.
And that's all for News 22 Wednesday. Thank you everyone for joining us tonight.
And tune in tomorrow for our last broadcast of the semester. But don't go too far because Zaira Sanchez is next with Noticias 22 en Español. I'm Tristan Tamez.
And I'm Alejandro Sanchez. And from the whole newscast, Tristan, Austin, and myself, we wish you a good night.
This news brief en español is brought to you by Noticias 22, la información más completa de Nuevo México, El Paso y la frontera. Noticias 22.
Buenas tardes, les saluda Zaira Sánchez Aguilar por última vez con las breves de hoy en Noticias 22. Han pasado casi 3 meses desde que las autoridades aprobaron el proyecto Júpiter, un centro de datos de $165 mil millones, pero los residentes de Nuevo México siguen protestando. Dicen que perjudicará la calidad del aire de la región. Los planes del proyecto Júpiter prevén la construcción de centrales de generación de gas natural para su microred. También indican que las centrales de gas emitirán más de 14 millones de toneladas de gases de efecto invernadero al año. Los propietarios del proyecto no respondieron a la pregunta de cuánto emitirán las plantas. Muchas gracias por acompañarnos. Eso fue todo por mi parte. Este es mi último noticiero aquí con ustedes. Yo me voy a graduar ya este diciembre y ha sido un honor presentar noticias. Bonita noche.